Hello! This is Ryan Pope, and I want to make this video because I need to conclude an idea that I started in like one of my other videos. I think it was like 2 videos ago. If you look at my YouTube channel, if you know how to read, if you look at somebody's YouTube channel, if you start at the top of the page, that's the most recent video. If you go all the way down to the bottom, that was the first video they ever posted. It's like 2 videos ago, 1 or 2. Yeah, after the 1, then there's 2, something around there. I was starting out to talk about something, and I wanted to say that, the American government has been under investigation from foreign countries and territories since the 1970s. This started a long time ago. England, originally, when we settled here from England, men came over on voyages in ships and had colonies in the east, right? Well, England, before they sent their men out on ships, gave them classified documents that only they would know, and England told them before they left, if anyone ever touches you over there, don't share these documents. That's what they did. And see, what happened was, when England got over here on their ships years ago, there was an voyage of old settlers, and they're Canadian and French, really close to it. And see, our men were compromised. A lot of our ships from the original Englishmen were compromised by foreign intelligences from Canada and France, ideas. And they took our men from England and interrogated them for everything they could get out of them, except for the secret documents that England told them not to share. Okay, they did. And they took their names. The Canadians and Frenchmen took their names, their identities, and placed themselves here. Ever since then. And England knew something was up with America regarding the government that came over here originally, because England was supposed to have return documents from their government classified officers that came over here on ships a long time ago. And England never got their documents back from their men that came over here on ships. Oh yeah, they didn't. Nope, England never got their reconfirmations or anything. England felt that America was compromised a long time ago. 2 centuries ago, pretty much 2 centuries ago, England knew and their ideas, oh, America's been compromised, because they never got their return circulation of documents from the original voyagers that came over from the land of England. There were certain details and charts given to the men, and they were supposed to come back to England with ideas and documents relative to what they left the country with when they came over to America. And England never got those documents back. So they pretty much know their country that was established over here has been betrayed for quite a while, and American government might hear this video and say, is this true, England? And England's going to say, whatever, man, just do what you do there in your Canadian-American territory. You have like 2 or 3, that England wants to say you have 2 or 3 nuclear missiles there in your United States government land you shouldn't have there. You do. I mean, and they're just kind of upset. They feel betrayed, and they've known it for a long time. And, America was a birth child of England regarding Secret Service and Central Intelligence Agency and the democracy and idea of English government here. So, they know. They're smart, and they're like, you have 2 or 3 nuclear missiles here in America you shouldn't even have there. And beyond that, there's things going on, and we send you, England says, we send you secret code signals for you guys there in the United States that you don't know is coming from us, England, but it is, telling you to operate and give signals on your nuclear missile silos, so we understand they're active, but England's telling the world while you're giving those signals on your actively nuclear missile silo loads, they're telling other countries this is what America has, and England's the one sending you those signals to activate your silos to give a frequency for what's reading in your silo. You know, but England's, I'm not the one that betrayed America. America betrayed itself. And so we're just pulling out the country for what it is, and we know there's Canadians there. So, you know, on another note, California as a state committed treason a long time, over 150 years ago is when the idea for treason started in the state of California. And it's a treason state. California is a treason state. That's from Angels in Heaven, and there's also people in government in Washington, D.C. and Maryland that don't know about it, so don't come try and persecute Ryan because he's saying that. You have men in Washington, D.C. and Maryland that know that California is treason. Another thing is, America, whether they'll admit it or not, they're under investigation from foreign countries. You brought in foreigners on passports and visas, and you've been under investigation, America's government has, since the 1970s. Okay, and England was worried. They initiated part of this idea because they were worried about what was going on here in our territories. England was. So you've had visas and foreigners come in from different lands and go back to their countries, and they share what they've learned about the society and people, and that's part of it. That's not the whole thing. I'm not going to get into the secret parts of it, God said, and I'm not going to share Ryan the other parts of it, but you've been investigated as a country, the American United States, since the 1970s. And there's foreign countries and continents that are fully aware of things over here, like your food consumption. And God wanted to tell the world in England that America's government is not the ones responsible for putting human meat in the food items on their frozen food shelves and markets, labeling it as pork, beef, chicken, or turkey. Canada is. Canada, as a country, is mostly atheist. Atheists, not really Bible-believing. They like marijuana. Canada does. And when they saw the idea of eating a human, they said, when the way we do it here, it's what we've done in America since we've been here, we won't call it cannibalism, because what we do is we take the people, beat the meat down, season it, and change it a little bit in our factories. So we don't call it cannibalism. It's like humanoid conservation ideas of recirculation for dietary needs of people. And that was Canada's idea. Not originally American government's idea. That was Canada's idea, and they've been so integrated in the American government and populace, that's the kind of effect they've had in the government here, whether they'll admit it or not. But yeah, there's human meat they have in the frozen food sections at grocery stores. And they label it as turkey, beef, pork, or chicken. And it's also partly in the canned good items. If you want to know what chicken tastes like, buy a whole chicken from your grocery store. If you want to know what a turkey tastes like, buy a whole turkey from the grocery store. If you want to know what beef tastes like from a cow, buy a chuck roast, buy a steak. And as far as pork goes, swine, pig, you know, if you want to know what that tastes like, buy a whole ham leg. You know, it's seasoned and saturated with salts, but, you know, you get the idea here. So, there's large items you can buy that aren't produced in smaller ideas and fractions, like the frozen food section, where they label some of the meats in their products as beef, turkey, chicken, or pork. And some say, how do they do that? Well, God told Ryan, American government, since 1960s or 70s, has had what they call an SPANE train, a Spain train, coming from Mexico through Texas, and Texas has underground highways between Mexico and Texas, and Oklahoma has underground highways between Oklahoma and Kansas. But they call this Spain train, not S-P-A-I-N like the country. No. Spain, like human cannibalism idea. Spain train, S-P-A-N-E. They had a Spain train coming from Mexico into Texas, into New Mexico, from the 1960s and 70s onwards. Spain, S-P-A-N-E. Not like the country, S-P-A-I-N. Spain, S-P-A-N-E, like human cannibalism. The Spain train, from Mexico to Texas, into New Mexico, since the 1960s and 70s. And they have underground, we have military, and American government and foreign countries already knew of this, because America in the 1970s, the Washington D.C. tried buying human bodies from China and Asia's imports. American government in the 1970s asked China and Asia, can we have some of your human bodies from over there? The government talked to Asia's and China's governments in the 1970s. You wanted to try some Chinese people as food, and they knew it, and they gave you the bodies. Well, they remembered it. Beyond that, you have underground military meat production facilities operated by your military in America, like near New Mexico and over there. And you have underground levels and floors filled with human bodies, and you don't cut into the meat. The angel said they don't cut into the meat, Ryan, until they're ready to use it and produce it in their factories, because it's fresher when it stays on the body. It's fresher when it stays on the body, so they don't cut into that human until it's needed for production. But you have underground. And regarding color codes and your clearancy badges of American government, you need a yellow color-coded badge for clearancy to operate one of those military meat factories that we have, where we produce and production human meat into foods that we put on our frozen supermarket food floors and other areas. Some canned good items have it. So you have military meat production facilities that are handling your human corpses, and only military operational government people get to use those factories and military meat production facilities. They're undercover, they're hidden, they're secret. So that's how it all gets out in the United States. Anyways, Canada, God bless America, United States, its government. You'd say.